Hello there and welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka on the 10th of December. You're with me, Harith. We had a very interesting set of videos that we're watching, and one thing that we're going to talk about in the next moment is about photography journalism and ethics. Now when it comes to media ethics, there's a big discussion following that William and Kate video whether media should have better ethics, whether those Australian media personalities should have thought a bit more about the consequences of what they're doing. Now when it comes to media ethics, it applies to Sri Lanka as well, because recently with all these political matters we've seen Sri Lanka and the issue of the fact that we really don't have proper media ethics. The media reporting things on the Parliamentary Select Committee when the Parliamentary Select Committee is supposed to be secret. There is a report called the Levinson Inquiry Report from in England where they are discussing the ethics of media traditionally and in the modern sense. A very interesting aspect into media, and whether we should also take a leaf from that is very interesting. The next story that we are going to talk about, of course, is about photography. When it comes to photography, there was a very interesting story that we had recently where a man photographed another man about to be hit by a train, and he took a photo of that and it was published in the cover of a magazine. Whether that was ethical in media, we don't know. This story, of course, is about 2012's best picture moments captured by Reuters, and let's have a look. Fantastic moving images from there, 2012. Of course, I must comment that I have felt sometimes the 2011-2010 pictures of this same series was much more powerful. It was very moving. One disturbing fact I noticed that most of these pictures are in fact war related or clash and conflict related. We've seen the clashes in Syria, the clashes in Israel, Palestine, and all those things culminating in these pictures. Of course, some fantastic things about the Olympics, and we had the sad demise of Whitney Houston, the issues in Japan recently, and even the Trayvon Martin case, which is still a problem in the United States, and the election of Barack Obama. Wonderful things capturing the world in picture, which is a wonderful thing. Of course, also relating to what should be captured is also interesting thing. What journalists should take photos of. Recently there was another issue about a Sudanese baby dying, trying to get some food, and there was a picture taken of a vulture surrounding him and waiting for him to die. And the question is, should the photographer had taken that picture and walked away, or should he have not taken that picture and helped that child? So that is a matter, but then of course it's a duty of photographers to capture these wonderful moments, or of course most compelling moments for people to realize what is happening around the world. Well, of course, something talking about this world, there are movie buffs who are really concerned about what is happening outside this world, and Star Trek is one of those movies which we all heard about and we know about, which is a movie of the 80s generation coming into the 90s, which Big Bang Theory followers would love, because Sheldon and Howard and all of them will love this story, because Star Trek, the next version, is coming up, and it's going to be called The Rise of the Dark Age or something like that. But let's have a look.
You think your world is safe. It is an illusion. A comforting lie told to protect you. Enjoy these final moments of peace, for I have returned to have my vengeance. So, shall we begin?
There we have it, Star Trek Into the Darkness. My apologies to all those Star Trek fans. Into the Darkness. As you can obviously see, I'm not a big fan of Star Trek because I don't know too much about Star Trek, but indeed for you fans out there, looks a fantastic movie, and you should really get a look at that as well. Another movie, of course, this one not so into the technology and to the outer world, but Les Miserables. Les Miserables is one of those famous classics that everyone should read, one of those classical books which talks so much about the passion of the revolution, and so much about art and culture, and a wonderful book to read. And now the Les Miserables movie is coming out with a really stellar cast, and we'll look into that premiere and that clip after this break. Hello there and welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka on the 10th of December. As I was saying, a wonderful movie coming up, the premiere of Les Miserables, featuring Anne Hathaway, a wonderful actress and a wonderful lady as well. For those of you who watch Love, Sex and Drugs, I'm sure the guys who watch Love, Sex and Drugs would love to watch this movie and have a glimpse of Anne Hathaway in a classical sense. And the ladies, Hugh Jackman. What lady doesn't like Hugh Jackman? Of course, what a man they say he is. I, of course, love him from the movie X-Men. And let's have a look at this premiere of Les Miserables. Two different contexts and a wonderful movie. Two actors coming into this.
Tom Hooper and the cast of his new big-screen adaptation of the stage musical Les Miserables were in London Wednesday for the world premiere of the movie. The Oscar-winning King's Speech director was joined by stars including Hugh Jackman, Anne Hathaway, Amanda Seyfried, and Russell Crowe. Originally written as a novel by Victor Hugo, the story follows Jean Valjean, played by Hugh Jackman, as he is pursued by a policeman, Javert, played by Russell Crowe, for breaking parole.
I think really you can't go past Victor Hugo. Really the heavy lifting here was done 150 years ago. It's one of the greatest novels ever written. It's been translated into every language known to man, and to this day is as relevant as when he wrote it.
Go to Calvary. Where's the child Cosette?
Anne Hathaway plays Fontaine, a struggling, sickly mother forced into prostitution. Valjean agrees to care for Fontaine's daughter, Cosette, and their lives are transformed forever. Anne Hathaway lost 25 pounds and cut her hair for the role of Fontaine. She says that though the character was emotionally challenging, she didn't wind down after her harrowing scenes.
Where was your child?
When I did Batman, I used to give myself, I would kind of interrupt all the darkness of the character. I think because the shoot was 6 months long, and if I stayed in there, I don't know what would have happened at the end. But with this, it was only 5 weeks, so I kind of stayed under without coming up for a breath.
Right, my girl. On your way.
In a dream, my life would be. Help me, please, I have a child. Yeah,
Amanda Seyfried says that playing Cosette was the most challenging experience of her life, as well as the most satisfying.
Opportunity like this ever. I mean, Les Mis is my favorite show, and it has been since I was 11. So I'm it comes full circle, and I think that's really, I think it's a testament to if you want something bad enough, and if you work hard enough, you can have whatever you want.
Seyfried wasn't the only cast member who found the shoot challenging. Oscar winner Russell Crowe had to voice train for months before he got it strong enough to sing for extended periods of time.
I've started
working on the voice stuff for this film in June of 2011. We started shooting in February 2012. So it took a long time to actually build up the stamina to be able to sing for 8 to 10 hours a day.
Helena Bonham Carter, who plays an unscrupulous innkeeper's wife, jumped at the chance to work with Jackman.
But when he was doing it, I just thought it would be wonderful just to, because I am a bit of a musical fan. I love musicals, so just to hear, and I've always been a fan of his. So of actually acting opposite him, 2 feet away, it was just like a bit of magic. That was amazing.
Well, a fantastic movie to look into. Of course, those musicals that get transformed into movies, there is always that bunch who believe that it should not be taken from the stage into the screen. But of course, I think we need to give that chance. And also, Helena Bonham Carter, a fantastic performance in the other musical which became a movie in the Demon Barber Fleet Street, Russell Crowe, Amanda Seyfried. I'm sure it will be a fantastic adaptation, and we'll have a look at it as well. Coming into Christmas and returning and ending on a note with Christmas, of course, we are going to end up with a Christmas song. 10th of December, of course, being the day, I think the Symphony Orchestra is performing its Christmas concert. If those of you want to go and have a look at that, fantastic beginning to the Christmas season for you musically. And we at Good Morning Sri Lanka want to have our bit of music as well, and we'll end that show for today on that note with a little bit of Christmas music for you. See you soon.
Cherry red suit tearing up the floor tonight. He's shaking his hips, got a sack full of gifts and a beard that's crazy white. He's got the party rocking, candy canes and stockings, dancing like he's Michael, spinning like the vinyl. Sleigh bells in the air, favorite time of year. Our wishes come true, that's how we do. Yeah, that's how we do. Shake, shake it, we know you're gonna take it to the house tonight. Shake it, we know you're gonna take it. Naughty never looks so nice. We want that merry, merry. We want that merry, merry. We want that merry, merry. Ho, 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 oh yeah. We want that merry, merry. We want that merry, merry. We want that merry, merry. Ho, 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 yeah. Calling all my boys and girls, take it up around the world. Everybody celebrate, drop the beat and hit the brake. Shake it, we know